Hi guys. So this video is actually a response to a question that has been asked by someone on the platform. And they were saying, if you're making money with your robot or your EA, why are you selling it? Okay. So I'm going to explain exactly why, and I'm going to do this through a very short presentation. So let me show you why an EA is supposed to be actually sold, right? And it's quite a pity that I wouldn't want to say Africans, but I would just say most traders who are not necessarily from regions like the US and uh, Asia and Russia out there ask this question more often than traders out there, simply because of one thing. Most, I would say, African countries are yet to embrace certain technologies and certain professions as well. So we're actually lagging behind. That's why most of our applications right now, applications that we have in our phones, have been developed by either Russians, people from the United States, or people from all over the world, but not necessarily from Africa. So we need to actually up our game when it comes to terms of things to do with technology. But let me just go to explain why an EA must be sold. So the first thing that you need to know is that market opportunities disappear the more people trade at one point. So if, let's say, I am making money through my EA, that means the EA goes into the market, finds an entry opportunity, and then enters at that particular market opportunity. So if all of us, if 100 people get access to something, to a technology that helps all of us enter at the same price, that opportunity would never exist. I'm going to give you an example of an apple, okay? Let's say there is someone who is selling apples, right? This was going to be a very basic example. Let's say there's point A, and point A is a shop. They sell apples at $5. And then you as an individual, let's call you X, you find a place which sells apples at $2. So what do? You buy the apples from the place which sells the apples at $2. You go to shop number A and you tell them, guys, I've got apples for $2. So you guys are selling apples for $5. If your supplier is giving you apples for $4, I'm willing to give these apples to you at $3.50. So this person has an opportunity to earn $1.50 by going to the shop and selling these apples for $3.50, so that the shop can actually sell the same apples to someone else for $5, right? So if 20 people have access to this same shop where the apples cost $2, in the long run, what will happen is the person who is buying the apples and supplying them to shop A will no longer have the same opportunity, because people will no longer come to shop A to buy apples for $5. Instead, they will start going to the shop where they cost $2. So in the long run, that opportunity to earn $1.50 for X disappears. Okay. So EAs must be sold so that there is a limited number of people entering the market at a certain point. So that's why I always discourage people from actually buying EAs from getting EAs from people who are actually just giving them out for free. Because the more an EA is available to everyone, the less profitable it actually becomes. Okay, so that's point number one. Let me go to point number two. Let me clear all these drawings and then go to point number two. So point number two is with EAs. Just hold on a moment. Let me do this. You have to respect one thing. You have to respect that this person who has actually made the EA worked pretty hard to do whatever it is that they did. So it takes hard work to create an EA, Number one, you need to learn the skill. You need to learn to program. And that in itself is something that you actually go to school for. It may not necessarily be formal school, but some people actually went to college for this. So you have to have the skill. You have to work pretty hard for you to actually end up creating an EA. You need to know the strategy. You need to know how to code the strategy into the EA. And then you need to know how to actually optimize the EA to actually make profit. So there is programming involved, which I know is a skill that some of you do not have. So you need to respect a person's skill. You pay doctors for help treating you. Why not pay someone who is giving you something that actually makes you more money? It's only logical, okay? Number two, the time spent in making an EA. Some people actually think that making an EA just takes 1 minute and you're done. Well, bad news. Making an EA takes a very long time to do. And once you've actually made your EA and you've tested it and you know it works, you are now making money from the EA. And probably you want to share your EA with someone else. Of course, you cannot give it for free. The fact that you are a doctor and you can treat someone for free doesn't necessarily mean you have to go out there and treat people for free. At the end of the day, that is also a profession that's going to earn you money. Even if you are a doctor who has got a business on the side, if your business is making money, you will still charge for your services as a doctor because it is a service that is going to take your time. It's going to take you to spend that time equates to also some money that you would have. And so let's learn to value other people's time, guys. The money that is spent, I'm going to show you that you also need to spend money as well to actually make the EA. So it's not even a joke, guys. This is not something funny. It actually pains me to see people laughing about why EAs should be sold. It's actually a painful thing because this is the reason why in Africa, a lot of people are not progressing. Check the music industry in Africa. It does not progress because people actually pirate. They just download stuff for free. And these people spend time in the studios making whatever it is that they're making. And then we just get it for free. It's a mentality. It's a begging mentality. It's a mentality that has killed Africa. Okay. So the money spent in actually doing this thing is a lot, you will see. And then the resources needed, this person is using their internet, this person is using their data, right? They're using their time, they're using their brain resources, they're using also, I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to show you very soon. I'm going to demonstrate to you what it actually takes to make an EA, all right? So let me just go to the next slide so that you can see what I'm talking about. Right, I'm going to demonstrate to you now. So let's go to this particular EA that I've been making, right? Let me, right. So I've made a lot of EAs, but I'm going to demonstrate using, probably let me use the Boom 1000 EA so that you can see what I'm talking about, right? So first things first, I have to know how to code, right? So I have to know how to code this particular EA. So what this EA does, the first thing is it counts the number of open positions, right? That in itself is a block of code that is supposed to be written, right? I have to write a block of code that talks about the number of positions that are actually open on the particular symbol, right? And then after this, I have to check if this is supposed to work on this particular account, I have to protect my EA so that it is not stolen, right? So I put a password or some check that I put there, right? I want to skip to a certain point where you need to see something, right? For me to have, say, a buy signal, I have to put some if functions here, right? If this EMA is greater than that EMA and this, and if the day of the week is Monday or the day of the week is Tuesday or whatever day of the week that I'm supposed to trade, then it's supposed to buy. It also has to check if there is no open positions as well, so that it does not lose money for the person. I have to make sure that it counts if there are any other positions on this particular asset and any other positions on another asset. There's a lot of things to check. And after these checks, if I just make a very small error on my code, let's say I put a comma here and try to compile this EA, right? Let me just try to compile this EA. Let me just try to compile this EA so that you can see, guys, right? Compile, right? I've got an error here, right? And I have to correct that error. This is just one comma. What if I make an error along the way, right? And I'm not sure what it is that what error I've made, what is really happening. It is going to take me a lot of time. In fact, it took a lot of time to code. It takes a lot of time to debug the code. After the time, I need to come here to the strategy tester. And then with the strategy tester, I have to go to where it says here, I need to optimize this strategy, right? So I've got different inputs here. I've got the number of pips away from the price. I've got the stop loss. I've got the take profit. I've got the trailing stop. I need to optimize all this. And for me to optimize this, I will need 800 trials to optimize this. So this is just a small part of making an EA. And if you are going to tell me that this EA is supposed to be given to someone for free, then I think you need to check yourself first before you can even ask that question. This video is not intended to take a dig at any single person, okay? It's just an educational video. It's not meant to take any dig at any person. It's not an entertainment video. It's just meant to educate. So please take it as it is. Good day.